What's up, guys? So after a bit of a hiatus, I just got done watching episode 19 of Akame got killed, and here's what happened. Our episode opens up with the fourth and final member of the Demon Brigade, the one girl that didn't fight in the last episode, and she's watching the machine gun arm girl, and she's, I guess, training and talking to little children who are going to be in the army eventually. At this point, Wave shows up, and he starts talking to the girl about the machine gun arm girl and everything that's going on in the night raid and all this stuff, and it seems like it's gonna matter, but it really doesn't, because as far as I can tell, these two don't really get any more screen time together, so we cut to the intro sequence. After the intro, the Bionic Commando has her sex bot serve everybody their favorite meal because apparently they're going on like a suicide mission to go into the city and try to take out this higher up guy that everybody's been trying to protect for the last episode. It's basically a 5-minute long gag scene wherein nothing happens, but they do explain that they're going to go into the city in this espionage kind of like SWAT team Bin Laden kill mode thing to try and take out this guy because 3 of the things that are protecting him are dead, so there's not as much of a problem and they should be able to take him out essentially. So now somewhere around this point that we shoot back over to that guy and he's talking to Esther and he's like, oh my god, 3 out of the 4 people who are here to protect me are dead, you and your group have to do it. So she steps on space as she seems to really like doing throughout this entire series, and she's like, I don't like you, but I'm gonna protect you because it was my orders, blah blah blah, don't worry about it. So after that incredibly important scene, we go back over to the city and there's 2 people walking and they're like disguised. One of them has purple hair and I think purple contacts, and the other one has a hood, and at first I thought these 2 people were Lubbock and Mine because they kind of looked like Lubbock and Mine, but I wasn't entirely sure. So anyways, while they're walking, 2 people are watching them, one of them being the machine gun arm girl and the other one being the last member of the Demon Brigade or whatever the hell it was called, and they're like, hey, these people must be Night Raid. And that is something that kind of irritates me because it's happened like repeatedly. They can always spot Night Raiders unless it's Tatsumi. The second Tatsumi's like in their midst, they're like, oh, he's one of us, he can't possibly be in the Night Raid. But the moment they see somebody who's like walking slightly different than anybody else, they're like, it's fucking Night Raid, kill it. Kill it now! But I digress because the 2 people go around the corner and it turns out that it's Mine and Tatsumi, even though I thought it was Lubbock at first, which kind of goes to my point. I mean, like, these 2 people noticed right away Mine and Tatsumi are in the Night Raid. That's just how it is, I guess. That's something they can do. But while Tatsumi was in their midst, nobody noticed. Nobody noticed at all that he was in the Night Raid. They were just like, he's one of us. So now people are noticing, and I don't know if this is really like bad writing, basically saying that they never noticed before, but all of a sudden they noticed, or if it's really good writing because he spent like enough time with the Night Raid, he's done enough training, which they never show. But either way, I don't know if it's like bad writing or if it's good writing. I can't really tell. Either way, it kind of didn't sit right with me that they suddenly noticed him, but they never have before. But that's just me. I don't know. I'm kind of nitpicky. That's just how I saw it. But anyways, long story short, somehow night falls like in between this time, and the 4 of them get into a fight. Tatsumi decides to take on the last remaining member of the Danger Beast fucking Demon Brigade people. So he and her kind of fuck off and they go fighting in what looks to be the Grand Canyon somewhere, and then Mine has to take on Machine Gun Arm Girl, which is nice because the Machine Gun Arm Girl killed her best friend earlier, like way earlier in the season, so it's kind of like all coming around now, and you see how they're doing it, and big fight. Meanwhile, Boobs and the Human Imperial Arms are about to attack the palace, aka where that guy is supposed to be that they want to kill, but the thing is, he's not there, only guards are there, so they basically kill all the guards, then Akame's sister's there, and she's like, I guess I have to fight you guys by myself, which isn't a good thing because she got injured from Chelsea in the neck, and that's still messing her up, so Wave shows up and he's like, I got this, which is cool, because he's basically Tatsumi and she's Akame. You see that? You see how they flip that there? They're a mirror. They're a mirror of the 2 main characters, except they're on the other side, that's why they're a mirror. You see, that's good writing. It's good writing. We shoot back over to the main story, and Mine and the Machine Gun Arms Girl are attacking each other, and the Machine Gun Arm Girl, basically her dog, he like chomps onto her arm and it turns into various different things according to what she tells it to, because that's not some weird ass pull thing that makes no sense whatsoever, but whatever, we'll go with it. So the fight basically starts with the dog biting onto the girl's arm and turning her into the Liger Panzer, which, by the way, if you understand that reference, you are fucking awesome. And the girl, with her newfound panzerosity, decides to just basically send missiles, just so many missiles at Mine. Basically, she just like sends Chernobyl at her, just like radioactive death from everywhere. And Mine, with her one gun that gets more powerful the more danger that she's in, shoots down all of it. Just the whole entire arsenal, boom, it all goes down. So the girl's like, crap, this sucks, has the dog bite her, turn her into more stuff. And the 2 basically fight like that. Mine keeps on shooting down everything the girl tries to do. The girl's like, oh, bite me and become more stuff, which, again, makes no sense. I don't understand the dog biting, turning her into crap. I mean, if they had explained it in any way besides, it's an Imperial Arms, it can do that, then I would give it some credit, but really, it's one of the stupidest things I've ever seen, and not good stupid. It's like, with this character specifically, they're trying to be Trigger, they're trying to be Gynax, they're trying to do like Fully Cooley, they're trying to do Gurren Lagann, they're trying to do Kill La Kill type stuff to make it weird and ingenious, but this isn't the show for that, and this girl does not fit into that genre. None of this fits in that genre, so really it just makes it seem lazy and weird and stupid, where like, if they had done something like that in a Fully Cooley or a Trigger type show, it would make a little bit more sense because it would fit the world, but it doesn't fit this world. Basically, what I'm trying to say is it's fucking stupid, it makes no sense, and I hate it. So we shoot back over to Tatsumi, he's chasing the other girl, and she's basically evading every single thing that he's doing, which isn't really whipping his ass, but it's like proving I'm stronger than you and you don't have enough training and I don't see how you're a member of the Night Raid. So eventually, I'm just gonna go ahead and cut this whole entire fight short, by the way, because this fight's bullshit. Basically, he chases her into what seems to be a big building, and instead of like catching her and beating the crap out of her or using his sword, staying to stab her, his, what the hell is that called, his spear, I guess, to stab her, he decides to just beat the crap out of the building, which collapses on her and kills her. That's what happens in that fight. Tatsumi wins by collapsing the building on somebody who apparently is clearly stronger than he is, but the building collapse kills her, doesn't kill him, it's fucking whatever. So we go back over to Mine and Machine Gun Girl. Machine Gun Girl decides to use the gun out of her mouth, as she always does, and shoots. I think she actually hits Mine. I'm not sure if she hits her or just messes her up, but eventually what happens is the girl uses like all these different weapons, can't really get through anything that Mine's doing, but eventually I guess she has the dog like separate from her and attack by itself, and then she comes down and she just like pummels the crap out of Mine up close, and Mine goes flying and her fucking gun goes flying a different way. So it looks like the Machine Gun Girl is about to destroy her, and the dog is like, oh, I'm gonna eat you, but Mine picks up the gun, starts beating the crap out of the dog, and finds out his weak points, which are his eyes. So she like shoots one of them out, then the dog goes Super Saiyan dog, and then the girl's like, oh, something bullshit. I don't know, okay? Too much happened in this fight that made no sense, so I stopped caring. Basically, the end of this fight, the only thing that matters is that the girl is about to kill Mine. Mine gets her gun, cuts her and the dog in half. The dog can no longer regenerate. The girl's sitting there bleeding out, and Mine's like, I beat you, I beat you, I beat you. I'm gonna do my beat you dance. And the girl's basically like, bitch, no, I got a bomb in my brain, so everything's gonna blow up and you're gonna die. Ha 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 ha. So Mine, understandably, is like, fuck. So essentially, Mine doesn't have a lot of gas in the tank left. The girl's about to kill herself to kill Mine, and Mine starts like hobbling away down this big canyon area. And one of the, I'm gonna say at least prettiest scenes. Now I'm not gonna give Akame got killed much because honestly I don't feel like it does much right, but the thing is, I am gonna give credit where credit is due, and this one scene I feel like is due some credit. Basically, Mine's like hobbling away and the bomb is exploding behind her. You see a big white light of blast like coming towards her like you would in like Dragon Ball Z or any other shonen, and it's about to overtake her. She gets overshadowed. We cut to a side shot where dirt and debris starts coming, then the light takes her over, and that to me is probably one of the best cinematically done just scenes, I guess, in all of Akame got Killed. It looked right. It's been done better before in other animes. It's not like original or anything, but it did look good. The art in it, the animation in it, the cinematography, the angles, everything was really well done, really well placed, really well spaced. It was just probably my favorite visual scene in Akame got Killed, so I am gonna give it that. But then everything beautiful about that scene is rendered pretty much useless because Tatsumi comes in and saves the day. So after he saves her, Mine's all like, oh my god, Tatsumi, you finally came through for me, yay! And then she proceeds to tell him that after this war is over, there's something she wants to talk to him about, tee-hee. And he's all like, what is it? Why can't you talk to me about it right now? I'm a stupid character, I don't understand. Am I in a harem anime? I think I might be. So finally we get back to the Violent Commando, and she's over at Esdeath, and she's all like, hey, I pretty much have already killed the guy that you're trying to protect. And Esdeath's like, how's that? And she's like, oh, we found the secret tunnel that you were trying to get him out through, and Akame and Lubbock are down there right now killing him and basically all of his guards. Then we shoot over to Akame and Lubbock, and they have killed him and all of his guards. Then we go back over to Esdeath and the Violent Commando, and Esdeath's like, ha, sneaky, sneaky, and that's pretty much the end of the episode. The one thing I can even personally remember liking about this entire episode was that scene where I thought Mine was going to die, but then she didn't die, so it took a lot away from it. Honestly, if she would have died, it probably would have been a lot better, a lot more impactful, and a lot more beautiful of a scene, but the fact of the matter is, they had Tatsumi save her, and I understand why, but it took away from this episode. Something that could have been awesome ended up not being awesome. And that's one more thing I'm gonna give this entire series. Honestly, they don't make great characters. I don't like any of the characters. They haven't developed any of them. I don't give a fuck if any of them die. It kind of makes me happy when they die because I know we're getting closer to it being over. I honestly celebrate a little bit every time they die. On the inside, there's a little party streamer. I'm a little bit more happy every time somebody dies. It's kind of great, actually. Doesn't matter who. They could all die. I don't care. It's a good feeling. But the thing that they do well is visually represent the death. They make the death look poignant, look memorable. They did it well with Chelsea, they did it well with Bulls, they've done it well with most every character who has died, and I appreciate them for that. I mean, the fact of the matter is they can visually represent death very well, even though it might be a little bit heavy-handed most of the time, like particularly with Chelsea, it goes over well and it's memorable. They do that well, and this scene would have been amazing for that, but they took it away because Tatsumi had to save her, because Tatsumi has to save everybody, because he's the main character and it's a harem anime. As for things I didn't like about this episode, that would be pretty much the episode. I mean, I don't want to be too overcritical about it and be like elitist and kind of come off as a douchebag, but the fact of the matter is, it's not a good episode, it's not a good series. I mean, Tatsumi had a fight with somebody who was supposedly way stronger than him, he collapsed the building, she died. And then Akame's sister, who kind of whipped everybody's ass, can't even handle a fake person and boobs by herself, even though, I mean, she got hit in the neck. That's not the vitals. If that's the vitals and you get hit there, you're probably dead or paralyzed. So she didn't get hit in anything that vital. I mean, God, I'm stuttering, I'm so mad. Fuck. The show. And then there's the fact that when Esdeath and the Bionic Commando met up, like, neither of them got into a fight. Apparently they have a big past, and Esdeath is want to kill things. Like, that's what she does. She kills things, but she didn't even try to, like, fight the Bionic Commando. It doesn't make sense why there would be this dialogue and need for, like, heavy-handedness and, like, trying to play each other. It doesn't make sense for the show. It makes sense for something like Code Geass or, like, Death Note, where they kind of need to get into a verbal sparring match. This, it does not make sense for. They should have just seen each other and attacked, but that didn't happen because I don't fucking know why. It doesn't make sense. Honestly, nothing about this episode made sense. Why Mine could suddenly, like, destroy everything that the Machine Gun Girl had, but in the, like, last episode that they fought, which was what, like episode 4, she couldn't even handle the dog by herself, but now she's handling both by herself. None of this makes sense. Like, none of this makes any sense to me whatsoever. And then Tatsumi again with the girl in the collapsed building. What? It's just, most of this episode made no sense whatsoever and was just over the top to be over the top, but it didn't make sense because this isn't an over the top kind of world. It's not like a random kind of show that can draw you in because it's so funny, because it's not funny. It tries to be funny when shit is sad, but it's not funny. Like, there's nothing good about this show. There's nothing funny about it. So that kind of over the top action doesn't belong here, you know? I don't know, it doesn't fit. It's like they're trying to take from everything and mash it into something that doesn't resemble anything that they took from, and it's bad. It's bad. It's bad. The point I'm trying to get here is bad. Anyways, guys, maybe there's something I missed. I kind of ran by this one really quickly because, like, so much stuff physically happened on the screen that I couldn't, like, register all of it because I didn't care enough to really register all the different things that the girl's arm changed into and all that. So if I missed something, let me know in the comments below, and let me know what you thought about this episode in the comments below. Am I totally off base? Is there something magical that I'm missing here that makes this show amazing, or that made this episode amazing? I don't know. Let me know in the comments below, guys. Peace!